is not the best lead to check for if you have a normal P wave. Kaya more often than not, this will look abnormal. So pwede ni siya ingon ani sa V1 na biphasic. So you really cannot assess if the P wave is upright or not. Kaya biphasic man siya. So you have to look at other leads in the ECG if you have a normal tracing. But if there are abnormalities in your ECG, in your right atrium or in the left atrium or in both atria, so you have to look at two leads, and the best lead to look at is your lead 2 together with your V1 to be able to confirm if there is really presence of atrial hypertrophy. So you can sometimes see a peak P wave in your lead 2, so you will think of this is probably right atrial hypertrophy. You have to confirm it in your V1. If the deflection in your V1 will more or less be the same to that of your lead 2, then more often than not, you are sure that patient might be having or is having right atrial hypertrophy based on the ECG. So when we talk about left atrial hypertrophy, what did we say? You can have a notched P wave in your lead 2. So you can confirm this through your V1. Left atrial hypertrophy would mean a more negative deflection in your V1. So if you think that there is a notched P wave in your lead 2, then try to look at your V1. If the deflection in your V1 is more negative than the first deflection, because normally, or you can have a biphasic P wave in V1, if this is more deflected downwards, then you can say that by voltage criteria on the ECG, you have left atrial hypertrophy. Well, there are also instances in which both your right and your left atria is hypertrophied. So what will you see is you will not only see a notched P wave here, but a peaked P wave in your lead 2 and a very significant deflection that is larger in both positive and negative deflection in your P waves. So if the P wave in your V1 is more or less the same, that is greater than the normal amplitude of a biphasic P wave, then more or less you can say that there is presence of biatrial hypertrophy. PR interval. So you just have to count the number of small squares. So what is the normal PR interval? 0.12 to 0.20. So you also have to think or to determine if the PR interval is constant. You mean the number of small square from this complex is the same as to this complex and to this complex. So if it's constant, then probably you are dealing with a first degree AV block. So normally 0.2 second is how many small squares?
5.
Hmm?
5.
5. So anything beyond 5 small squares, that will already signify that there is a delay in the conduction from your sinoatrial node to your AV node. So QRS complex, so end of the PR interval. So normally the duration is 0.06 to 0.10, and you can see why QRS complexes in this setting. A premature ventricular contraction, if there is an intraventricular conduction delay, a presence of bundle branch block, or in patients who develop ventricular tachycardia. So these are just comparisons of the typical QRST patterns in your ECG tracing. So normally, this is how it looks like in V1. And, di ba,